So welcome to Fit the Description, a Black men's podcast where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, and news, and wherever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got Norris.
Yep, I'm her.
And we have James.
I'm just here not trying to get fined.
And others should be coming in as the podcast is going. So when they come in, I'll let you'll see it. Either way, I'm all messed up. We're kind of doing this early. But anyways, I want to thank y'all for checking out another podcast. Make sure, do me a favor. You know what? Let me bring it up real quick. So if you don't mind, do me a favor. Make sure to check out the Cliff channel, Fit the Description, where we post about 2 clips a week. For now, we may do more, but right now we're only doing 2 clips a week. So make sure to check that out. Also, since you're here, make sure to like and subscribe, if you like the content. Also, make sure to share it because that's the only way we're going to grow. We also have a Patreon. Make sure to check that out. It's still being worked on, but it is up. So if you want to actually get a specific question answered or actually want to pick a topic, you can go there. Yeah, there's a fee, but hey, you'll actually be heard. You'll guarantee to be heard that way. And beyond that, make sure to comment down below. We want to get y'all more interaction. We want to, get y'all more involved. That's something we want to do. So make sure to also comment down below. Let us know what you think. And also, I think I announced this last podcast, but I'm going to say it one more time here. If you don't know, we finally are on Amazon. Fit the Description has finally made it to Amazon. So go to Amazon. The link will be down below because we're there now. We're on various different podcast platforms. Also understand if you listen to this audio, you are at a delay. So if you want to hear the current episodes, go to OPN on YouTube. But, if you like to listen on the audio, hey, it's there for you. And again, we do try to do some exclusive things for y'all from time to time. So, if you want to get some exclusive stuff from time to time, make sure to check out the audio version of this podcast. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and get going with the podcast. And so since Norris here, oh, wait a minute. You can't see the screen, can you, Norris?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you can't? Oh, okay. Because it says
I can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, when you just played, showed the YouTube channel, I seen it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know because I thought you were just calling it. So anyways, I was going to start with the topic because, I have some things to discuss with Norris from a couple of podcasts ago. We've been missing it, but I wanted to talk about it here. But I was going to do that, but I'm sure if y'all haven't heard it, what's up?
But then he wanted to talk about Dave Chapelle.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for messing up the setup.
Oh, my boy. Hey, before we go any further, I would like to say congratulations to G because this is the first time in the history of this show he's ever done his intro in one damn take.
Oh, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that one, but thank you. I guess
that's a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, we usually sit here for 20 minutes while he mumbles these.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, we'll move on to the big news of the day, which I found out late. The Dave Chapelle, which here it is on the screen.
Noise for hip hop history.
So now you guys saw the video, which you just saw Dave Chapelle get attacked on stage. Let me ask you, did you see the results of what happened, the aftermath?
What, all the celebrity comic jumping him?
No. I'm talking about, I'll show this and then we'll go ahead and talk about it, just so you have the full context.
Wait a minute, Norris may know.
I seen something like Chris Rock hop off stage and say, was that Will Smith? That's the only thing I've seen.
Yes, he did. I will actually go to that real quick.
Yeah, but that was whatever.
Was that Will Smith?
That's all Chris Rock said. But like they say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Hey, you guys need to back up. Hey, back up.
Was this supposed to be the aftermath?
Yes, that's the dude. I'm not sure if you saw his arm.
Hey, get back! Everyone, get back!
His arm is. I think they broke his arm.
Okay, so I was right. I said, so you mean all the comics jumping him? And you said no.
No, it wasn't comics. It was like, well, yeah, I guess it was. It was comics.
No, a bunch of comics jumped him.
Was it just?
It was Chris Rock only went up and said something. Everybody know he can't fight now. I forgot who it was, but there was other comics there that actually jumped on stage and started beating the shit out of dude.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx was one.
Yeah,
Jamie Foxx. I guess one security was doing it.
Security was up there too. I mean, obviously, if security wasn't up there, they would all be fired.
Yeah, pretty much.
but it just goes back to what I said before. Like the last time we were talking about this, like you're like, oh, these people were supposed to feel safe. They're not. These fools aren't safe. Like you guys don't understand. They're like they don't know how the guy.
Okay. No. You missed what I said. You just said it. I said feel.
Care.
I didn't say they were. I said feel.
Yeah, they feel. Oh my bad. They feel. It's an illusion. All right, bad.
Yes.
Okay.
That's literally what I said. I said the feeling of safety. I did not say they were.
I'll tell you this much. Oh boy, did get stopped out though.
Dude, bro, they broke his arm. Did you see his arm?
Bro, he came up with a fake gun with a knife attached to it. Why would they?
Dude, you know what? The funny thing is, I've been hearing different reporting stories. So first they said, that's the main one. They say he had a fake gun. Then they said that he had a gun and a knife. And then the other story says that he had a gun with the knife in it, but basically it's a fake gun. But he could attach the knife and shoot the knife. He could shoot the knife, I guess. So,
no, it was a plastic gun with a knife in it. Attached to it, whatever.
Yeah, that crap was crazy. Like, dude, I saw that last night at like 2:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know.
I would rather actually see the stand-up, to be honest. Like, I really am wanting to hear about comedy. I feel like we've been missing that for a little while.
Well, that's because if you listen to a lot of people, comedy's under attack, man. You know.
I know. I understand, but I'm saying, geez, man, over here going through a dry spell, and I don't like it.
I don't think anybody does. But now you got comments, and you know it's going to get the brunt of it. I know we're going back to it, but you know it's going to get the brunt of this, right?
Nah, who?
Will Smith. You know they're going to go after him right after this. Watch.
I don't know about that one.
I think so, because this is the point we were talking about that they were making that with what Will Smith did, that he opened up the gates to basic comics being attacked. That's what actually some comedians were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So this is gonna come back on Will Smith, especially what Chris Rock said.
Oh, I got another point though to make too, because it was said that the comedians was basically stomping him out.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact, Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
This guy's pretty big. But he did a performance. Like literally, you go to his Instagram right now. He did a performance with I think live at one of those shows, if not all of them. So he might have been around with a lot of other hip hop artists and stuff too.
Oh no, Dave Chapelle Dave Chapelle called him in another clip. Dave Chapelle called him on stage, so no, he was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Busta Rhymes was there. I don't know if he was also part of people stomping him out, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm telling you, I want to see it because I'm going. There was too many people there that's cool, in my opinion.
I mean, they are cool till you rush that stage, which I agree with it. Like I said, that dude being rolled off a car with a broken arm, he got what he deserved. If you're dumb enough to come up on stage, you're dumb enough to deal with the results. It's the same thing when people got pissed off at Akon for throwing that one kid off a stage when he got on the stage. He had every right to. You're on the stage. Get off. Unless you are invited on stage, you don't belong on that stage. People have every right to come. Now there is an exception, like when you're talking about like camera guys, whatever. Okay, that may be, because they're doing a job. But other than that, No, if you're a part of the crowd, a fan, there's a reason why there's a barrier. If you hop over that barrier, whatever happens, happens. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna laugh if you want to like that dude with a broken arm.
Oh, so you saying there's stage ethics?
Oh, hands down. Oh no, are you gonna go back to that one?
I'm going to leave it alone. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Oh man. Either way, go ahead.
It happened, but to me, I'm going. Is this what we're gonna be doing now? This is getting ridiculous. And if we gonna start talking about freedom of speech and how people can or shouldn't say what they should say, what they can't say, and all that jazz, I don't think things is heading in a positive direction or nor near where they need to be, because I'm going, okay, people gonna get your feelings hurt when people make jokes on you. Mm-hmm. The reason why is the laugh at my pain feature. Some people can't take humor towards themselves, and people I think are very much too serious about them as a person, and sometimes it's not even an attack on them as a person. It's just a funny quirk that you might have about you, but you don't want some people that's like going against it. I don't want anybody sitting up there saying this about me and having a rant on me for all year long and yada yada yada. And I think some people are just too deep in their feelings about certain stuff, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna feel some type of way if somebody call you, certain names and whatnot. But certain jokes is just like it's just to have fun.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. I mean, it's like they said, like, that was a great thing about comedy when we were growing up. Comedy was great because you basically could hear the news in like well, you know what? I don't even say that. Man, you gotta be able to have a sense of humor and be able to laugh at yourself. Like, you can't take the world too seriously. I mean, the world's going. I mean, hell, we're living in the world today where it's going to hell, which I have an entire topic on that. I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself, I mean, what's that somebody said, laughter heals the soul,
Yeah.
And that's what I was always brought up hearing. Like, yeah, I mean, especially when it comes to comedy, that's why I would say that Will Smith thing was so shocking to a lot of people, because like he's telling a joke, and the whole entire thing, which is what I said last time, is how are you supposed to know? Like, I didn't even know Jada had a condition, on any level. Like, I would have never known, because I only knew because I looked it up. I never knew. I thought it was a choice because most women are just cutting off their hair today. So him making that G.I. Jane joke isn't that big of an issue. But, for somebody maybe going through it, has their feelings into it. Okay, yeah. But how is somebody supposed to know? Like, everybody thinks they know who you are and knows everything about you. It's like, no, nobody knows you, and people are allowed to make jokes. I mean, that's the great thing about comedy, is that you can make jokes about everybody, Like, I have no issues with it. Like I was talking to somebody and they said, how would you feel about somebody making a racist jokes on black people, whatever? And I still feel the same way that I did back then. I said basically like this: hey, you can make a racist joke, but it better be damn funny. It's that simple. If it ain't funny, you're gonna have problems. But if it's funny and you can get it off, hey man, I'll let it slide, because I understand comedy is comedy,
And it's not just about the factor, in my opinion, of being funny. It's a certain method that's used to it, and
yes,
I've heard a lot of different ways and approaches that people make jokes, and people that really know how to do this make it so interesting that they make it into like a story, really quick story that's very relative to everybody, and at the same time hits on points and makes you think. And I go, that's what comedy is about right there.
You know a guy who I want to shout out who does that pretty well? Long Beach Griffey. Long Beach Griffey does he does. I showed you some of this video, and he says a lot of controversial things, but it's funny, but it does make you think. It does make you think. I mean, he does YouTube. Does YouTube comedy bits. We played this video on this podcast a couple of times. Maybe I don't think we uploaded it, but we have done it behind the scenes. So yeah, and I like a lot of things he said because it makes you think that there's some truth to it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll be honest with you, those are kind of some of my favorite comedians are the storytellers.
Yeah.
The ones who could tell a story. I mean, that's why to me what makes Dave Chapelle so great.
Yeah.
Come on now, Bixby will always be. Is it Bixby? The racist black, the blind black racist.
Are you talking about that one, the kid that?
No, the Dave Chapelle show. Like it's been that the biggest.
Oh
hit.
man, I ain't even seen that in so long. I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but that's like a legendary skit right there. One of the best freaking comedy skits I've ever seen in my life. Legendary. And the fun thing is, I got to see that months before the Dave Chapelle actually came out.
Oh, he's reminiscing. Checking out.
Yeah, but I mean, I totally do agree. I think there's too much policing on speech today and comedy. I mean, like I said, for comedy to work, you gotta let it be free, and you can't take it too seriously. You know. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Like when you're in a crowd and somebody's coming out. I mean, remember Nutty Professor?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but
he was on that.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, things like that does happen. But like I said, you got to understand. I mean, that's what comedy is. You know, they're paid to do a job. They're paid to clown. They're paid to be funny. You know. And part of that is you got to give them the freedom and the liberties to act. Now, there's also a time and a place. Like, there's definitely things like called dark comedy, which I used to be careful with that. Like that one comedian that basically lost his entire career because he made a joke about Kobe's death, and nobody really knew who he was, and then people found out about it, and basically lost everything because there's also timing with it too. You can't just make any joke and just it's cool, especially about a man's passing. Which I'll be honest with you, I can't. This podcast, man. People don't know.
Where's the lines at? That's the question. Like, to each individual is gonna be different, in my opinion. But where are the lines at? Where's the general guideline?
I mean, I go by what like some comedian says. That's why you go to comedy shows. You go to comedy shows, you test it out, you try it, see if it works. If it works, then your line. If it doesn't, if it crashes and burns, then you kind of know. You kind of know based on people. That's why a lot of comics go to these smaller shows, because they do that. They do that to like test material out.
Yeah, but just because everybody laughing at it, is it okay? You get what I'm saying? And not, well, I shouldn't say everybody laughing at it, because there might be one person or a group of people that aren't laughing at it. So then that's why I keep going, well, where are the lines at?
I mean, I'm not going to say every joke is okay, but at the same time, to me, it is what it is. I could say in my personal opinion, you got to give comedians the freedom to do what they're going to do. That is what I believe. And sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong, But that's what comedy is, Like, comedy is not made not to be offensive, It's made to be offensive. That's what some of the best comedians do. You can't be a safe comedian and say the same things and expect to be big. No, you're boring. I mean, name me one safe comedian that you really enjoy. Or name me one safe comedian that lasted the test of time.
I don't know any safe comedians.
Exactly. It's my point.
Well, I mean, on definition of being safe, that's like basically just not saying nothing.
Yeah, my point. It's impossible. It's impossible to be a safe comedian. You could get away with it for a minute, but after a while, you're going to be considered boring and nobody's going to like you.
You know what? I take that back. What's his name? I want to say Charlie. Remember the silent film? See?
I mean, no. The problem, I mean, but I wouldn't really consider that a comedian. I consider him an actor that does comedy. You know,
Okay.
a lot of people who do fun. It's not. It's what me and Keith were talking about a couple of podcasts ago, where I was telling him where he was like Will Smith is a comedian. I said no, Will Smith isn't a comedian. He's just an actor that he's an actor that does comedic shows and movies. But I want to call him a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
Like even Ben Stiller said that. Even Ben Stiller said that. Yeah, I do funny movies, but I'm not a comedian. You know, to me, to be a comedian, you got to be able to do stand-up. And that's different. Like I'll say Jim Carrey, even though he's more for his film, I would consider him a comedian because he's done stand up. When he first started, he started with doing stand up.
So there's a standard to be qualified. Okay.
Yeah, like any field, absolutely. There should be. I mean, that's why I feel like this is part of the issue today of like just entertainment in general is that there's no standards being held, and there should be a basic standard.
I kind of question it. Excuse me. I kind of question it because what about like the TikTok or social media comedian? I don't know. Well, you said they don't count as a comedian if they ain't did a stand up. So
yeah, I mean, like I would say they do comedy like clips or comedy shows, but I want to call them comedian. Comedian's a professional field. Yeah, to me, to be a comedian, one of the first things you gotta do is stand up. You gotta go into a crowd and prove that you're funny.
Okay.
And some people ain't good at it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean that's one thing. Who was it who was saying that basically social media makes comedy easy now? I forgot who it was. I think it was what's his name? Something Davis. He was saying that. He was saying something about social media and how it makes it easier. I forgot his name. But something Davis.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
There it is, Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis. He was saying something about it. Okay, I'm not gonna look for the clip, but if I find a clip, I may put it up in I may come back and put it in the podcast. But Ryan Davis, he was saying something about social media making making comedy kind of easier, something like that.
Very least, there isn't that in the same way works with social media and comedy and stardom. Like, you can be famous but not a star. You can be popular and not a star. There's a guy named Jason Banks that does social media comedy, right? There's a girl who redoes his videos. She got verified on TikTok before he did. That's crazy. She got 3 million followers just from doing his content. There's no pressure to be original. There's no pressure to be great. It's everybody can. Now, don't get me wrong. Social media is going to make more millionaires than ever before. This is an amazing thing. There's a lot of people who are going to change the fortunes of their family forever because of this. But it hurts quality. You know, one of the things about TV and movies and stuff is people got to audition. You got to beat out. You got to be the best for this. You ain't got to be the best for your page. This is you. You know what I mean? And you can be as bad as you want to be. And if people rock with you, they staying with you. There's no incentive to be great anymore.
Okay.
But there definitely is a standard. Go ahead.
But just because it's easier, does that like?
No, my fault. I think he said it lower the quality. Is what he was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. The quality, they lower the quality, the bar for comedy. Which, yeah, but I mean, but still, like, I still want to consider them professional comedians. You know, they may make you laugh, but they're not professional comedians. Like I said, you're not to me. You're not to me. I can't consider you a comedian until you do a stand-up.
Well, then hold on. Now we're getting into some different territory. Oh my goodness. So they're not because they haven't done a stand-up, and then that's what you're saying, right?
That's to me what you got to do. You got to be able to get on stage and be able to. I'm not saying you got to be like a Kevin Hart, whatever, but yes, your basics. You got to be able to stay on stage and do jokes in front of a live crowd. To me, that's the basic of being a comedian.
Okay. Well, but what if they? That's why it's getting tricky now. But they get paid from this. Like like when I say paid, some of them get like really, really paid, like professionally paid for just doing that.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm not talking about stand up. I'm talking about just the social media.
Yeah, but that still doesn't put you in the form of being a professional comedian. I would just say
Why not? I'm saying why not because they're making a living off of this. So how not?
because again, like comedians, to me, you have to be able to do stand up in front of a crowd. That's just my line. So I'm not saying that you're not funny and you can't do comedy movies. I mean, Long Beach Griffey, who I brought up, I never heard him ever doing stand up, but he does his clips are funny as hell. He's funny. Okay. Like I enjoy his work, but I wouldn't call him comedian because he's never done a stand up show. I would call him. I call him like I said, I call him a creator.
Okay.
You know,
I was just trying to check on that because I know what the title you want to give now. I just wanted to see how you were defining it, which
yeah.
I
well, it depends too, because like just because you do clips, you do clips on social media does not mean that you're a comedic actor. You know, because you're not in Hollywood, not professional, or you're not doing professional movies. You know, to be a comedic actor, you actually got to do movies. So that's more in a controlled setting. You know, so like Ben Stiller, I would consider a comedic actor. You know, he does.
So,
go ahead.
I also question this: the standardized old titles, like so. Comedian used to be known as a different title in different periods of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I'm going, is the title possibly changing again? I mean, it might not matter to most people or whatever, but I'm just going,
I in my personal opinion, I think they're trying to change it right now. But I mean, as of right now, I think that the basis is still there. Like you still got to go to clubs and have your shows. Now, I will say this: comedians are starting to what they're starting to do. I would say that the industry is starting to evolve, where they're starting to go to you to record the shows and put it on YouTube, and that's how they're being discovered. So I will say, I will say the dynamic of a professional comedian, I think, is starting to change.
okay.
You know, what is it?
I just wanted to do the technical rundown real quick.
Yeah. But that's just what I believe. So. All right, what's up, man? Kind of late, ain't you?
Hey, man. I had a night shift.
Fair enough, man. What's up, B, man? How you been?
I'm good, man. You know, still trying to wake up and stuff like that, but I'm all good. I'm here, man.
Sorry about that. Oh yeah, hey, since I'm reconnecting my mic, you want to tell people a little bit about yourself? I gotta reconnect my mic real quick.
Yo, what's up, you guys? This is Brandy Vernon back on the OPN podcast.
Fit the description, bro.
Huh?
Fit the description, bro.
Oh.
On the OPN channel.
Oh man. My bad.
Try again.
It's been all right. Let me redo. Yo, y'all. This is Brandon D. Vernon back on the Fit the Description podcast. You know, it's always a blessing to be on the panel with such spectacular fellas, and you know, and let's see how this show goes. You know, so but yeah, you guys, while we're waiting on D, you know, you guys can follow me on all social medias at Brandon D. Vernon, and you know, shoot me a message, follow, whatever you want to do, and join my page. All right, you guys.
That's. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Am I back?
Yep, we good.
Okay, cool. Okay, my bad. My mic got disconnected, but I'm good now.
I know you good. What
I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, like I said, we got the Roe v. Wade thing being challenged right now by the court.
Yeah, so it's I don't know all the details of that yet. But was it a rumor to be overthrown, or did it get overthrown?
No, that's not what happened. Basically, what happened was, I guess it was a court document leak. Like they were like messaging and to talk about. What's up?
I was agreeing.
Yeah, and to talk about like removing it, but it wasn't applied to law. But right now, everybody's coming out like basically protesting everything right now. But like nothing has been passed yet. But I guess the court document is that is they're looking at it getting passed. So that's what's kind of happening right now. So basically, it's going to be overturning abortion rights. What's happening?
On this panel, what you guys think about abortion?
You know what? I'm gonna let somebody else answer so I can find this clip real quick. So you go ahead, take this over, B. Give me a minute.
Oh yeah. Like I asked the panel, what y'all think? Abortions. Well, of course, I'm not agreeing on abortion, but I understand certain scenarios that wasn't fair. For instance, like that was a terrible situation anyone could be in. I just don't agree with people just getting aborted because you guys were irresponsible. It's like, nah. I mean, take care of your kids. Take care of your kids.
You know what I agree with? What I agree with? Tupac. Y'all better look the song up. Anybody know it? Anybody?
Well, what song?
I want you to guess. You should know the line. He say it straight out.
I got things. Sorry, man. I'm tired. What's abortion? Tupac singing a song about abortion. What song was that?
Brenda Got a Baby?
No.
No.
I knew you was gonna say that.
First one that pops into my head.
Keep your head up. Go listen.
All right, let me look at the lyrics.
What is the song called?
Keep your head up.
Oh,
Keep your head up.
Oh,
yeah.
That song was actually playing, but I just couldn't think of the abortion part about the song. I've ever seen those. Let's see the rules. I'm looking.
You might as well just play the song, G.
I'll pull it up right now.
Get some entertainment up in here real quick. Just play.
Oh yeah. Okay. It said is that will hate the ladies that will make the babies. And since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one. No, I can't actually agree with that. Nah.
Play it loud, play it proud. Play it loud, play it proud.
You know, I said, I mean,
go ahead. I want to hear this now. Like, what don't you agree about this? This is what Go ahead, B.
I mean, because it takes two to make one. You know, it's not about it's growing inside her body. Who gives a the point of matter is that's my seed. You know, is a two-parent responsibility for that child to grow. You know, it's just not her. It's the both you guys. You know, and you know, and some women, you know, they don't think like that. I mean, that's fine, but you know,
Time out.
I just
Time
think.
out.
Time
out. You went too far. Breaks.
All right.
So what we as men have to realize is we have to insert in order for it to even happen.
Correct.
With that responsibility, you making a choice. In some cases, don't get me wrong, there is a such thing as a woman, guy, blah, blah, blah. But that is not always the case. Let's be real about that.
Please don't say that word, though. Sorry, man. I got to tell you, please don't say that word.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, make sure to say, say
I'm
grape.
sorry.
Yeah. Say grape or something.
Oh, yeah, right. I apologize for saying that. I said it earlier. I apologize.
Now, with that being said, I still want to hear the song.
Cannot be played. Sorry, man. I could put the lyric.
You want to follow the rules because of the copyright. I get it. Okay.
Hey. When we get the website up, which I will talk about that in a sec, then all can go.
Man, that would be a good song to hear right now, just to hear something.
Yeah, but keep going with your point, man. I want to hear this. I want to hear your thoughts.
Who, me or him?
Both. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, well, you was talking still, so.
I actually interrupt. Is what happened.
Oh.
My whole point was just, yes, I agree with a certain balance in life and whatnot, but that's on a different tip. Why? Once we're talking about the creation of a child, yes, it takes two for that to happen. In some cases, not necessarily, because, you know, we're doing scientific things and blah, 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 but whatever with that. The whole point being and focusing in on is, if you a man about your shit and you make a bad decision and you didn't strap up and all the, you know, different things, where are we starting to take the blame? Like, because it kind of start with who?
Who does it start with? I'm curious.
That's what I'm saying. For me, I'm responsible for me, like me and my actions. So if I'm responsible for me and my actions, I can't go, well, you got pregnant by me, and I don't like that.
But hold on, I want to roll it back. I want to roll it back. So, who do you think the responsibility falls under? Yours or hers?
The responsibility of the child?
Of the aspect of relations, of sexual relations.
Each person. It has to be a mutual agreement. That's what we've been talking about for the longest time, especially nowadays, because of graping and stuff like that.
Agreed. I mean, agreed. I think on a personal level, yes, it's both parties responsible. On a personal level. Although, just to be controversial, I will say, I would say the burden to me. Well, I mean, yeah, the burden falls upon both. And in a sense of, I would say it falls more upon the woman, because the truth of it is, and I do believe in this, is that women control basically access to sex and childbirth, whereas men control access to relationships and marriage. We, as men, the basic thing that we all really desire from a woman is sex. Whereas women, to get what they want out of us, they typically got to get a relationship out of us. So with that theory being placed out there, I would say the burden is more on a woman, and I think one of the biggest issues that we have today is that a lot of women are being absolved of the consequences of their actions, in my personal opinion. Now, I'm not saying, because it's definitely on a man who he choose to fuck, but still, a man what's the one thing, I've said it before, what's the one thing that suppresses man access to sex are women. So women are the ones who have to allow you to enter their body.
Oh, he got something for you.
I know, I'm waiting.
No,
No, not you. James unmuted, so he got something.
Okay.
Bruh, I do not. What? What's me?
No, because I'm like, oh, okay, this dude's got something to say. We all ready.
Heck nah, man. Whatever, bro. It's simple. I don't want the roundabout. Women are looked upon more for the caring and nurturing part of it, where men are looked on for the financial part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the end of the discussion.
I don't know about that. That's like, I think that's the end of it.
Really?
Like
you don't know about that? What don't you know about that?
No. I'm saying no. What you just said, you said that's the end of it. No, I would say that's the end of it, but that's not really talking about like the situation at hand. That's the end. Yeah, if you're talking about the end, yeah, that's what it basically typically is.
That's funny.
But that's like the end.
That's the end all beat all, bro. No matter what you wanna, however you want to song and dance about it, that's why it's looked at.
What up, Keith?
What's up?
You sound like you just waking up, man.
Nah, I'm just listening. This shit funny.
Anything you wanna
gonna come back with some kind of argument, but
well, I said my piece.
No, I'm not gonna argue. I
didn't say
the smaller version is what James said, but at the end of the day, man, when a baby is, a man can lay with a woman, whether it's or a grape, or building a relationship.
Yeah.
But as soon as that baby's born, it's a 60-40 thing. Women have all control over everything that kid does from the day it's born, from the day it's 18. A man does not have any control. It doesn't matter how you look at it. Like, I don't know if I know James has kids, but I don't know about anybody else. But legally, as soon as that kid's born, you have 40%, as a man, 40% say so on what this kid does in life. It doesn't matter if this kid is, like I said, you're a full-blown kid. That's not how the system works. Now, with that being said,
I agree with that. I just want to say I agree with that.
All that whole, it's two people's choice and all this stuff. No. It's not two people's choice, because at the end of the day, like I said, if you and a woman agree to have a kid, this woman could, all she needs is your first name, your last name, and your social. If you two agree on having a kid, and she, let's just say, a month after is tired of because you're not doing anything, or even if you're doing everything for this kid, but she's just tired of you, she can easily go get you for child support, welfare, and all that stuff, and you can't do a damn thing about it. So all that, it's two people's choice. No, it's not, because it's not that a man can't do the same thing, but just like James said, we are more about the financial part. We aren't going to take a girl's social and her name and go to the welfare office and start a case and go through the case and all this stuff. So we are wired differently.
Yeah.
So I will never say it's two people's choice, you know, to start a family or to have a relation, like to basically have a kid. Two people can decide it, but the end game is up to the woman if she wants to keep dealing with your, whether it be good or bad. That's basically all I have to add.
You know what? I agree with that. Thank you. It goes back to what I was saying to somebody.
Fuck?
What?
Did you just agree with him, but then try to not agree with me when we said the same fucking thing?
No.
No, I said that. No, I said that at the beginning. James said the short version of it. I'll just say the long version.
But wait a minute. I'm not saying anything to you. I'm talking about G. Like literally, G's like, I agree with that, but I'm the one that's
No. Well,
no, I said something different.
No, what I said was, why you keep twisting my words? I said that's like the end of it, but there's a lot of things I feel like, man, if you talk about the very end, yeah, that's the end.
No,
so I said,
that's the end. That's it. Period. Like you make up this fairy tale. That's it.
What fairy tale?
Like you're like, no, that's just the end of it. But there's more in between. There's nothing in between. Women are looked upon to raise a kid. The man is looked upon for the financial part of it.
Yeah. But
there's no in between. That's it. There's no one else in between.
I mean, we're talking about the choice. Like Keith brought the fuller picture, which is why I could agree with him, because he really brought everything in. Where the choice, only women have a choice. What's up?
What's up? That's it. He just wants a bigger picture.
Yeah, I mean, he brought.
I get it on both sides. Like I said, I agree with James 100%. I just said the fucking dragged out version of it, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah. G likes to have the marathon version. He likes to have the marathon version of shit. I get it.
Well, I mean, I will say this: it shouldn't have to be like that, but it's been like that for too long. It's like, you know, an old head told me this, and it was insane because I've never really thought about it like this. But back in the day, how we all know, like, you know, we had a mother or father, the dad worked, a mom stayed home. Who knows if the grandma stayed with you or the grandpa or whatever. 2 kids is what it is. But it's like women have traded out men for welfare. It's like we aren't as valuable as a $200 or $300 income on food stamps or housing. It's like women complain so much about they can't find a good man, but they're not willing to sacrifice welfare, Section 8, this and that to basically have a man. It's like we've been substituted out. And like when you do find a woman who is willing to build with you, it's like, I'm not saying that you have to sacrifice something at the beginning, middle, or end, but something's going to have to sacrifice out of your happiness to keep this woman thinking that I don't need welfare, I don't need Section 8, I don't need this, I don't need that. And whether you have to sacrifice something mentally, psychologically, financially, you know, men have to sacrifice because we're not built to go to welfare. Because if more men were willing to go to court and willing to go to the welfare office and willing to do this, it's like we would have the, you know, even balance. Like, bitch, I could get you too. Like, but we're not built like that. We don't have the patience to sit on the phone with welfare. I've done it, and a 60-minute wait time is ridiculous. Like, I've fallen asleep multiple times. Like, I haven't had food stamps in like 6 years. I've never been on Section 8 because I personally, I don't feel comfortable with giving strangers that much information from me every 6 months. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. I make more than enough money to pay my own bills, to do whatever I need to do. It's like we make enough money to live a comfortable life. And like I feel like, yes, in this day and age, men get with women who, like I've said before in the previous podcast, who listen to these women that are on TV about hit your bag no matter what. But what they don't understand is that I could put you through a fucking wall. You can tell me all day about, oh, I'm gonna get my bag from you, but when I put you through this fucking wall, I don't want to hear nothing else about a fucking bag, because you ain't Cardi B, you ain't Doja Cat, you ain't none of these women on TV. But that is mind manipulation. And I'm not saying men don't have, traits as well, but we don't have, we've listened to the same, especially if you're in between the ages of like 28 to 38. It's like you kind of listen to the same rappers that you did when you were younger, and they still rapping about the same shit. It's like our music hasn't changed. It's like women went from like Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Trina, to whoever, to now this new fucking group of women. And it's like a difference between Foxy Brown and Little Kim and a Doja Cat and a Cardi B. It's like Little Kim and Foxy Brown was about their paper by any means necessary. So, they didn't need a man to do anything for them. I'm not saying that there probably wasn't a song or two that whatever, but you hear all these songs now, it's like, like I think some of these chicks think that they're women, but think that they're men, and they have, egos. But like I said, bitch, you can still be put through a wall. Like, you ain't hood as Little Kim, you ain't hood as Foxy Brown, and I'm sorry, like Megan Thee Stallion got shot in the foot by what's his face, and she on Gayle King fucking crying. Little Kim would have got shot by anybody.
Oh, we lost you for a sec.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What's the last thing you heard?
We were hearing about
Lil Kim ain't gonna get shot or something like that.
Well, Little Kim ain't gonna get shot and not shoot back. Like, she a snitch, but she's still gonna handle her business. But like I said, these women think that they are on top of the food chain because they hold a majority of the power. That's why this Roe v. Wade stuff, like, I feel like if you is like, yeah, I mean, it's a woman's choice to go through the 9 months. I feel like there's no way in hell, like I said, if you don't have kids, then you don't know watching your significant other go through birthing pains, cramps, OBGYN appointments, just health issues, if she does have health issues. It's like that 9 months, you need to sit your woman down and be like, look, watch videos, get as much information as you can, because nothing can prepare you for your organs to shift inside your body. Because that's what a baby does. It shifts your organs, and then they have to shift back. So what they don't tell you in health class is that part. So I feel like, yeah, if she wants to endure that 9 months of dealing with that, then that's on you. That has nothing to do with me. I could buy you as much ice cream and pickles and laundry detergent. I could do as much. Burger King, McDonald's, I could buy you as much as you want. It is not going to um, suppress your liver getting kicked at 2 a.m. or your pelvis getting punched at 6 p.m.
Hello?
Yeah,
It's not gonna
we're
help.
here.
That's why I said when it comes to abortion, like, you got, I think, 24 weeks until you can do something about it.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
let's talk
like
about changing that.
no. Well, no. I know. I'm just saying that yes, it should be up to a woman's. It's everybody always thinks about the long haul when it comes to babies. It's like, what about that 9 months? It's like a man can't say to a woman, like, no, you have to endure this child to develop in you. It's like if she wants to get an abortion because she is afraid of not giving birth, but just going through birth. But yes, I feel like in this day and age, there's enough YouTube videos and there's enough information in the world now to show you what is going to potentially happen. But there's also another saying. It's like a woman complains about having a baby, like, oh, you guys don't know the and the pain I had to endure for childbirth. Okay, but you keep having kids. I've never been kicked in the nuts and said, yes, I want this to keep happening. So it's like, think about that for a second. It's like women complain about, oh, the comparison of childbirth and to being kicked in the nuts. It's like, I've never woke up and been like, man, I got kicked in the nuts. I think I could endure that one more time. No, that's not how life works for men. It's like men are logical, women are
Emotional.
Exactly. That's just the end all be all of it. That's even more simpler than anything else.
No, it is, and see, and the thing is, and this is why I come back to the consequence things, where it kind of balances. It's balancing out. The reason why that is so important is supposed to put a woman in a position to select and choose the best man that she can get. That's because she does have to endure that 9 months. That's why you're not supposed to just go out and just get with any man. It's only because abortion and birth control, why that's been allowed to happen, because you're supposed to choose the best mate that's going to be the best for you and your household. Whereas men, but the thing with us, and I have no problem with saying it, men are replaceable, whether we like it or not. We're the replaceable sex out of the two. Men are the more replaceable sex. So we're supposed to, as men, choose the best woman, because if we choose the wrong woman, I've said it multiple times, even on this podcast, that if you choose the wrong woman, I'll say it like this: you could build your castle, you choose the wrong woman, she could destroy in a moment. So it kind of is supposed to, in my personal opinion, it's supposed to kind of balance itself out in that sense.
Well, I will say this. I think I would and what B said makes a great point. It's like, yeah, if you got into an altercation where you were forced to be pregnant, then yes, that's
that needs, I agree.
But at the same time, I also believe, like, because on record, a youngest girl that can have a kid is 9 years old. So
I thought it was younger than that. No, go ahead. I thought it was younger than that, but go ahead. My fault.
I technically have an 11-year-old, so it's like, and you can't shield your child from everything on the internet and this and that. It's like sex sales at the end of the day, and it's everywhere. And parents can't be everywhere that their kids are. But yes, I will be the first one to say, and I don't care how much backlash I get, if my kid comes to me and says some crap like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant at 11 years old. No, we going to the clinic, bro. And I'm going to take that heat regardless of the fact, because you're not about to. Yeah, hello?
Okay, you're back. But yeah, go ahead, my fault. You just you dropped out for a sec.
Oh yeah, no, but hold on. I think it's because I'm hooked to the Wi-Fi. Hold on.
Okay. I'll just say this real quick while you're correcting that. So the youngest girl to have a baby was 5 years, 7 months, and 21 days old. That's the youngest person to have to actually conceive a child.
That's ridiculous, man.
That is disturbing. That is disturbing. Okay. All right. So we lost Keith. I mean, do you have anything you want to add, B?
For that one, I said, I can't really argue, with the people who had children and compared to me being single.
You're back.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
We
can hear you. I'm letting B B's going right now. But yeah, we can hear you.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I can't really say anything about the process of the 9 months pregnancies. I'm not I don't have a wife or children. I don't know. So,
well, I mean, let me say this. Sorry to cut you off, but let me just say this. I mean, it doesn't matter because I mean, if you're to me, in my personal opinion, if you're a man that's worth a damn, you're gonna be there anyways. Like you're gonna be there.
I mean, me personally, on my part, I'll do whatever I can do. Oh, wait, hold on, man. There's a lot of noise. Hold on. Okay, one second.
I mean, I'll just say this. I mean, to me, the reason why I personally don't worry about the 9 months, it's not that I don't worry about it, but it's that I know I'm going to be there. So at least for me, like I know for a fact I'm going to be there, unless the woman forces me not to be there. But me personally,
easier said than done, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You can be there as much as you want, but like I said, you can only do so much to help her through that pain.
Agreed.
And which she'll say and do some crazy things that will test your patience. I promise you that. So like I said, that's why I said, before, I'm not saying, accidents happen in the heat of the moment, but yes, if a woman finds out she's pregnant, she has about, give or take, maybe 8 to 10 weeks until she gets an abortion. But like I said, a man and a woman should sit down and get as much information as they possibly can about those 9 months, because I guarantee you those 9 months are going to put your relationship to the test. It's just going to. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're rich, famous, whatever the case may be, on both sides, because she's going to change. You're going to change. Doesn't matter if you want to be there. Trust me, we all say that as men. But like I said, so I'm just saying that would be my advice to anybody in this day and age. Get as much research. Don't talk to your moms. Don't talk to your aunt. I guarantee you that nobody's going to have advice, because everybody's advice is going to be like what they went through, or basically old time advice. It's I would never give somebody advice in this day and age. I would just tell them that 9 months is going to be crucial. You need to figure out as much information. It's I really hate when people try to give advice oh, it's going to be this or it's going to be that. The only advice I can give you, and coming from me on my experience and from what I know about family, this and that, which I feel like everybody can agree with when it comes to those 9 months of being pregnant, it's going to test your patience on both sides. On both sides, it's going to test your patience. I don't know now one person that says, oh, I just went through 9 months. Okay, if you had good family members, then okay. If you had help, then okay. If you had a great living situation and more money and, a good doctor and a great hospital and great nurses, that's great. More power to you. If you had all of that, if you hopped in your car and it was always on full and you made every green light, more power to you. But the day that my son was born, was about to be born, was a goddamn clusterfuck.
Oh, I remember you called me that day.
So it's like I had to break into my house to get my keys. I had to drive a U-Haul on the wrong side of the street.
Yeah.
It
I was on the phone for that.
dude, yeah, exactly.
He was calling. Oh, I'm just driving all over the sidewalk. Like what?
I to this day, it was insane. So, and the days before, it's like I had to move my whole apartment to one apartment. It was a crazy experience that I can't make the shit up, even if I wanted to. But like I said, if you had every good thing happen to you, but looking back on it now, it's like, I think my biggest thing is that bringing a kid into this world, like I figured it out, but man, I question myself, this world is insane, man, and it doesn't prepare you for every birthday, everything these kids find on the internet or playing these video games. It's like it doesn't force you. It's like, or sorry, it doesn't teach you any preparation. It's like,
well, you want to know the sad part of what you just said? We're the first generation of parents dealing with this, so we're kind of set up to make the rules on how to deal with social media and how to parent through it. So we're the ones writing the books now. That's the sad part.
And my advice is to keep, like I said, I went a different route. My kids didn't have internet for the first probably 6 years of their life. There was no internet, They played with toys for the first 6 years. I kept them away from internet and video games. Like they didn't have their first video game until about 6 or 7. And it's like
that was up.
and it's very rare. It's very rare. But it was just
respectable though.
Having the same, but see, that's because me and my significant other, it was a lot of talks. It was a lot of fucking like just beating it into her brain, like this ain't good. Like I don't care about Hulu and Netflix. It's like they're gonna watch Nick Jr. until their eyes bleed. They're gonna know about Blaze and Paw Patrol until they can't take it anymore. And that's just what it was. And that's just what it was. It was a lot of arguments. It was a lot of disagreements. It was a lot of things,
Right.
And I think that's kind of issue. Being single is kind of like what I was talking to with Norris on the last podcast. It's like kind of like what we're dealing with. And I don't mind saying it. A lot of women today being single aren't really. I'll say it. They're not really built for relationships.
Like I said, I blame the musicians of this world who tell women to get a bag no matter what. Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, women of our era, we're talking about pay my bills. Okay, well, as long as I can live in this house, I don't mind paying the bills.
But the problem was we were like, what, 14, 13 at the time when they were saying that stupid crap?
Correct. Probably younger than that. but at the same time, it's like I said, it went from some of these chicks also, but in back in the day's time, it's like they kind of also made songs that were comforting to men too. It's just like how you had like catered to you out of like 5 bad songs was like one song that was like, okay, I'm gonna do this one for men. But now it's not like that. It's like, okay, I'll slurp you up and all this. Like, bitch, that's not like, what does that have to do with making some money to put some food in his house? Like, you slurping me up ain't gonna pay these lights, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's all fine and dandy. But we need to keep this air conditioning on, bitch. It's 110 degrees outside. That shit don't make no sense. And it's like the logic behind these women, they just think that, if I get these BBLs, it's like dude, I got chicks out here that is bagging groceries at Vons with BBLs. It's like, bitch, who are you? Like, who are you trying to show this BBL to? Like, did you really take your income tax to go get a BBL just to bag groceries at Vons? Are you crazy? What do you do? Please tell me you have an OnlyFans. Please tell me you have an OnlyFans or a go-go dancer at night. But I should not see you one day with an ass as flat as a book bag, and then 2 weeks later, after income tax drops, you got a BBL. Oh, you got the same job working part-time. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Tell me how much that doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, that's what child support goes to. That's what, like I said, I know women. It is no offense to women. I get that if a man does you wrong, take his ass for everything that, if he said that he was going to marry you and have kids, if this man did you wrong, take him to court. Do what you need to do to get, what you need for the kid. But the responsibility when this kid is born is this kid. Women don't know how to take, like, okay, I don't want to be with you, but okay, I still want to be in my kid's life. Women don't want to hear that because honestly, if a man heard that, hey, that's fine by me. To each his own. Like because I was saying, like, you can do bad all by yourself. Like,
but you're gonna be by yourself. That's all I say. But you're gonna be by yourself. But go ahead.
It's like, I don't need the stress and the arguments of you. Like, yes, if I love you and care about you, then okay. But women don't know how to take it as, because don't be a man and tell a woman, like, okay, hey, I don't want to be in this relationship no more, but I'm still take care of my kid 3 times a week or 4 times a week, or like this week I'm gonna have them, then next week you'll have them. But as soon as she finds out you get another woman, oh my God, life is going, and that's with any race. I'm not just gonna exclude it from just one race because God forbid I ain't gonna start that conversation. It's any race, And yes, I'm not saying men don't get jealous as well. We do. We do.
Well, I like to say, I mean, I'll just say it like this. I like to say that men are territorial by nature. Not nurture, we're territorial by nature. We don't like to share.
But see, like, that's just it.
Well, I'm talking from a generalized point. Majority of men will not share.
That's what we get jealous of. Another man being around our child, not truly another man being around her. It's like, no, I don't want no, baby boy situation. Like, I don't want no baby boy situation. And I go pick up my kid, some dude laying all over the couch smoking weed, and you just throwing me my kids smelling like weed and blunts.
I can agree with that.
What are you talking about? I'll be done killed Snoop, Yvette, I'll be done killed all y'all. All y'all gotta die.
Yeah.
And see, that's when men get territorial. It's like you expect me to have a good job and pay child support. But this dude, he can lay up, smoke weed, drink, have 50 of his dog pound niggas up. Nah, bro. No way.
Well, but I mean, and then that's what they say. It goes back to like just generational of like, they said the most, and like I never thought about it until I heard it on a couple podcasts, but they said that's nature, because the worst thing that could happen to a man, like primitive man, is for him to raise another man's baby. So because they said a man, the most horrible thing that we do, it's not like nurture. It's not that we think about it, it's just in the back of our mind that we by nature do not want to raise somebody else's child. Like that's the worst thing that we can do. Now, of course, there's adoption and stuff, but they're saying just typically when we deal with women, it's like that's why we have issues with like our like women talk to other men and all that stuff. It's because like in the back of our minds, due to primitive times, we don't want to raise another man's child, and that's where that comes from.
I would say
it's kind of like lions. It's the same thing with lions.
Depends on the age. Nobody wants to raise another 8-year-old that this kid already knows its father, and every time it wakes up, it says, "Fuck you, you ain't my daddy." It's like, no, there's a difference between 8 months and 8 years. I guarantee you that.
Right.
Oh no, I agree. I could 110% agree.
Knows its father. I guarantee you that.
100%. I mean, me personally, I do agree. I mean, me personally, if we're talking about generally, this is my personal belief on a general level. On a general level, I do believe that most men would not want to raise somebody else's child. Doesn't mean men won't do it or men can't. Or I will say, if they are going to do it, my personal thing, that woman would better be the fucking world. She better do something to you that no other woman can.
Like I said, it depends on the age. Yeah. Because, like I said, 8-year-old knows his father.
Yeah, no, I agree.
8-year-old has got enough time to believe daddy's bullshit. So I guarantee you, at the end of the day, 8 months, they don't know nothing but juice and pot. Like that's what they know. And you can scope that. But like I said, 8 years, no. That kid has every right to flick you off every morning, spit in your eggs, all kind of shit. And trust me. And you, like I said, I got a friend. I'm not gonna say his name, and I'm not gonna give too much detail, but this man has dated a woman for probably or married to a woman and for 30 years. And it's like he's been in the kid's life since he was little, but the kid has autism. And the kid just the kid just be pissing himself. And so the kid started off maybe hella young, maybe 1, 2 or whatever. And the kid's 16, 17 now. And the kid don't want to take baths. And the kid does everything to spite him. So he's dealt with this for probably 15 years or however long he's dealt with it. And I'm just, I look at him your wife's pussy must be gold, because there's no way I'd be out with a grown nigga that's still pissing himself. He don't want to wash his ass. He leaving dishes everywhere. He fucking telling, I'm gonna call the cops on you, bro. Odd MIA. There's no amount of fucking Lord of the Rings precious pussy that is worth that bullshit. There's just not. There's just not. Sanity is everything in my book. And that's why, to go back to the initial conversation, I feel like y'all need to have a conversation about what y'all really want and how much you can take. I feel like a lot of people aren't willing to have honest conversations in this world with each other. And I feel like that's the biggest problem.
Hey, you know what? And you know what? I'm gonna actually to hop on this from a single perspective, which is why I said on this podcast before. I said one of the biggest issues with men today is that a lot of men don't know how to put the foot down. I don't mean put the foot down, being like, you better do as I say. But what I mean is have a standard for yourself. Have a standard, like you said, have an honest conversation. Have a standard of what you're willing to do and what you're willing to put up with.
Right.
I mean, you have to know your audience. It's like you have to know your woman and what you can say and what you can't say. And I feel like that's the biggest issue. It's men don't really take the time to be okay, well, she doesn't like it when I say this. Okay, she responds better to me saying this like this. Okay, because this is the crazy part. You could call your woman a bitch in one sentence and then tell her that she's a bad bitch in another sentence, and she'll accept it. Right. And then in one sentence she won't. And that's something I had to learn over time. This is the craziest shit. I just called you, bitch, you flipping out on me. But now called you the damn babe, you a bad bitch. And it's like, you're like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it. You a crazy person because and because if you ever call me a nigga in any context, wait a minute, bitch. There ain't no context where I need to be a nigga coming out your mouth.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
what were you about to say?
I think a lot of times for us dudes, what we don't do also, because people constantly change as we get older, and I don't think we reevaluate or renegotiate with our partners to see where we're at this age frame that we are at today, for your partner. So what you guys, I realize a lot of guys, after for so long, they tend to ignore their partner and not realizing that person is changing as well.
I agree with that.
And they don't do the proper vetting to see where she's at and how, as a man, as a protector, as a builder of the house, how he has to I guess that restructure how he works to keep the family happy. We might so some guys, they might negotiate what they want at the beginning, but that's not going to last forever because we're constantly changing.
Well, hold on. I could put a county C, because this is what I was talking to a friend about, and that's not necessarily like that on the men's side.
But I was talking about like for our partner's sakes. For her, like especially like when they're constantly changing. We change too, but they're a little bit different. So
yeah, because I've heard from many men where like before they got in a relationship, they had an agreement. And they said the girl, like, I won't say men don't do it. Yeah, men do change. I'm not here to deny that. Yeah. But what I am saying is that women tend to change. I would say a lot. Like, from my understanding, from talking to other dudes who are married have women, they said, nah, like we had an agreement from like the beginning of our relationship. She agreed with it. With it. We had a complete understanding. All of a sudden, like 4 or 5 years down the line, she flips out about like, what the hell? Like, we talked about this, and now you have issues with it. Doesn't make sense. So this is what I've heard from other guys.
Yeah, well, I was listening to a person, and it's just like with first like prenups. The best thing to do is renegotiate prenups every 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, you have to now.
And I feel like you should do that for your relationship as well. I say about every 3 years, but renegotiate or see where she's at mentally in her mind, and seeing if she still agrees with the original agreement that you guys started off with.
Well, it doesn't even matter disagreement or not. It's just, you should just do it in general. A lot of it's because, let's just be honest. I know me and James, I know James like to say it's all over the place. I disagree. I think it's the worst place you can get married is in California, if you talk to most men. But yeah, if you don't like because there's ways to get out of prenups now, so you have to negotiate, because if not, they're gonna find a way out, which to me is BS. I feel like what's wrong in the prenup should stand, but that's not how it is.
Right.
So you have to do it now, which sucks. But I agree with, like I always told you my stance on marriage. So I definitely changed my stance on marriage from when I was younger. So just because of how the world is today.
Right. Well, honestly, from looking at the results of the people that I know within my life, it's the people who, it's the couples who, that are not married are more happier with each other than the ones who are married. That's going by what I've evaluate what's that word?
Evaluate
in my life, the people who I evaluate in my life. So it's just the couples that I know who are not married, who just been together for a long time, 10 plus years, they're a lot more happier than the married people that I know. And I feel like the couple who are not married, I feel like that couple is always fighting to keep the relationship going compared to married people. They just get comfortable and just let shit go. I mean, that's how I look at it when I'm looking at the results of the people in my life. So, I like to, I don't know if anyone's married on this panel or the ones who've been in the relationship for a very long time. What do you guys think about that?
James?
Yeah.
What?
No. I mean, did you hear his question?
Oh, yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, I can't speak on it. So,
yes, you can.
Dude, I'm not a married man. I'm not in a relationship. I can't speak on it. I can speak about being single and trying to get into a relationship. I can't speak about the relationship dynamics. I'm not gonna lie. That's not my expertise. I can only talk from a place that I've heard.
The thing is like this. People are always looked down upon being in a long-term relationship without being married. Because back in the day, they were like, what people say, well, I'll get the cow or milk or the cow free. What stupid shit that was. But at the end of the day, if you're in a long-term relationship and you guys are still dating for like 10 plus years, that's because you actually like each other and you want to be with that person.
Right.
The people that are married, I hate to say it, but so many people now look at it like, oh, if we're together for 2 years and you haven't proposed to me, this is a dead relationship. So these people get married just for the fact of time and, being in a relationship. They're like, well, this is the next step. This is my whatever. This is my everything, right?
Right.
The problem is when you do that, you stand in front of everybody and say you're going to make this work. So 7, 8 years from now, when this person's crazy and you hate that person, and you guys went through everything thick and thin, you don't really want to be with that person. You guys are miserable. So either you're going to get divorced or you're going to hate each other. Not having that level of whatever you call it, commitment, means that there's always an option. So those people, if they're still together, that means they generally like each other.
Right.
You're not just gonna be with somebody for 10 years and not be married or anything, and you don't like them. That's stupid. Like, why would you do that? Why would you waste your time? There's no need of losing half your stuff. There's no need in divvying up. I mean, you guys just part ways.
Yeah. I just wish, it was like that.
But it is like that. That's exactly how it is. But if you're married, no, there's a lot more complications. You got to go through the courts. You got to go through a waiting cool down period. You got to give up some of your stuff. You guys have to negotiate what you're going to lose. Like that. Then that's when people go back to the statement, it's cheaper to keep.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's just, and that's why I said, for the results I've seen through people who are married, man, all I see is misery, man. I'm like, that's why I don't have a good opinion about it. And you everything you just said is right. I'm like, man. Do I want to put myself? I don't think I want to put myself through all that.
Well, I've always said the government killed marriage.
Yeah.
The government didn't kill marriage, bro. That's the wrong way to think about it. People killed marriage.
I agree with that too.
Your homegirl, who's got a homegirl, who's like, wait a minute, girl, you've been dating that dude for 4 years and he hasn't proposed yet? You've been dating for 5 years? Okay, he's just wasting your time. You need to go find somebody else. Blah, blah, blah.
How many Go ahead, my fault.
You know how many relationships I know that are long-term dating relationships, and they've broken up 2 or 3 times in the situation and went and did something else and then came back to each other?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that in a marriage, bro. That's adultery. That's cheating.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you're dating, yeah, you have options. You can opt out of a dating situation for a little bit, but then you can come back to it. You can't opt out of a marriage. If you separate, nah, bro. That's not really looked upon like you're still legally married.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I just, I don't think I'll put myself through that whole system, man. Just in today's age, it's a little bit too risky for me, man.
I mean, men don't really win in that situation.
Yeah.
This is why this goes back to why I say, what we were talking about earlier when I said that women control access to sex and childbirth, we control access to relationships and marriage. And I actually do believe in that. No, I mean it's risky. I mean like that. Yeah. I mean, looking at it from a man's perspective, like it's too risky to be married today. Like there's too much on the line.
What? Oh, man. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, you have to be married. You have to get married for the right reason. And you can't let people force you into it like everybody does nowadays.
Oh, that's a fact.
Yes, okay. Yes, I 100% agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
It has nothing to do with the government. It has nothing to do with, it has everything to do with society.
Damn. Spot on, man. That's spot on.
So, yeah, if you're gonna sit there and go back and forth about it, then yeah. But no, it's not. It's 100%. You have to get married for the right reason.
I think that's the problem today. So a lot of people ain't getting married for the right reasons anymore, or even or we. I mean, I'll be honest. We don't even know. We don't even choose the right people like we should anymore. To be honest.
Oh yeah, the people just don't vet who they're dealing with, man.
I've said that's the biggest issue, like on both ends.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like you don't. It's that, and we don't understand that relationship. It takes 2 people for a relationship to work. We must come together to make it work. That's what a relationship is work.
Right.
Not one person can be dominant in the situation. But that's what we're forgetting because we're becoming way more split.
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole entire argument against men and women is not a good thing because it's a disservice. Let's just be honest, it's a disservice to humanity in general.
Oh yeah.
We
need.
Yeah,
no, I've been complaining about that.
Yeah, we need each other. We're humans as a whole. We're the most dominant species on planet Earth when we're together. You put us out in the jungle by ourselves with the apes. Good luck.
Yeah, man. That's why I try to, especially like in today's age of social media, all this back and forth with women and all these, I like to call marketing branding terms, with the whole, there's like, man does, need to bring it 80-20 or 50-50, and all that. It's like, why y'all just won't do 100% of what you do? She does 100% of what she's good at. You do 100% what you good at. When
When people be bringing up those charges, like, so that means you wanna do 80% of the work, and she's only doing 20. Nah, I want both of us doing 100% of the work that we do.
Yeah, but for that, and it goes back to James, what James said, we have to be able to vet our significant others properly. That's going to work with us.
Exactly.
That's why you're supposed to vet, and it's something that we don't do well, and we don't vet the people we're with.
Another problem is, a lot of people just don't know what they want. They're saying a lot of stuff, and that's not for them.
Well, I would say that, and I know you diss all the terms, but the thing is, it's also kind of being proven that a lot of the new way of thinking isn't necessarily working. Isn't really necessarily working on keeping the family or the family structure even going or alive.
Yeah,
and we're seeing that. We're seeing that today. That's why I think a lot of that stuff has came up, because people are seeing the problems with it.
Yeah,
and I mean, even I'm seeing it.